Hello and welcome everyone to yet another really shiny day it's January and it's a little cold outside, but we're all getting warmed up and heated in our own safety homes, and we urge you to stay safe. Of course, you are watching eISL powered by Coca-Cola. Before we get the show started, a huge shout out to our sponsors, starting off with our associate sponsors. Hero, of course, our esports partners, Nordwind Gaming, our platform partners, PlayStation, for making this event happen. And joining along with me is, of course, Azim, who casts all the beautiful games. How are you?
Oh, pleasure to be here as always, Fixes. Great start to the year for the eISL with some absolutely cracking games so far and expecting more of the same. But before we get into the games, let's take everybody through the tournament format. Some of you may not be familiar with this if you're just joining in. This is, of course, the middle of the league stage where we have three games per match, 1v1, two matches, and one co-op as well. Four teams will make it to the finals, and then finally, the winning team. It doesn't end there. The winning team, the two teammates will go head to head to decide who represents India in the FIFA Global Series 2022.
Yeah.
Huge things on the line.
Oh, that's absolutely huge. With the way esports has been growing in India, especially in terms of FIFA. So that is a really good moment. I really want to see who's going to represent the country, though. But apart from representing India in the FGS, there's also the prize pool that's on the line over here. 78 lakhs INR is what I'm talking about, and the first position grabs away 15 lakh rupees, and so on as it reduces onwards. And the MVP. However, the MVP, they get 4 lakh rupees. So one of the players who scored the most goals, who's been the most influential player inside the eISL, he's gonna get his hands on that extra MVP crash prize that we have. That's huge.
Yeah, and before we talk about one of our MVP candidates, let's quickly take a look at the leaderboard. Of course, we are talking about Lokmanu, who has had an interesting season so far, and finds himself suddenly in the bottom half of the table along with
Yeah.
Akshat. So it is the yellow derby, of course. Today it's Kerala Blasters FC versus Hyderabad FC, so it's going to be interesting. Two players who have been out of form and started to slightly find form in terms of Akshat and DK. So going to be a very fascinating encounter.
Yeah, I mean, of course, once we have a look at the leaderboards, we'll have a more clearer picture as at how things really do function. But talking about the matchups that we have today, Azim, I think I'm really excited because considering how we've seen Akshat improving drastically, that's going to be so important. Because today he's going to be going up against a formidable opponent like DK, who was you could say a bit unlucky last time they went off. Gotta feel bad for Hyderabad FC, right? They're such a good team. Both the players so amazing in their own selves, but haven't really been able to reciprocate of the talents that they possess.
Yeah, absolutely. But DK, I think, will take heart from seeing the fact that Akshat had a very difficult start to the season as well, and has finally managed to claw his way back. We saw that with guys like Afnan as well. We saw it with guys like Beno7. We saw it with Dougal. All these guys had slow starts to the season, but now they're finally cracking on, and hopefully DK can do that as well, because Hyderabad FC sitting second from bottom. Of course, they have played just the 6 games. Kerala Blasters with 8 games played, but of course the points difference there very drastic. Only 3 points for Hyderabad FC, and of course 12 points for Kerala Blasters FC. And a couple of good results could see them overthrowing. Well, in fact, just a win today could see them overthrowing both Mumbai City FC and Bengaluru FC with a game in hand. But that would only put them in fifth, and that's really not what they've been looking for, and definitely wouldn't have been their target at the start of this season.
I mean, then again, Azim, we've got to argue about this being the fact that something is better than nothing, right? As long as you're making the right progression in the desired direction that you're going, you're good to go. And considering how Kerala Blasters FC have been playing, I think the first game has to be really important, right? DK going up against Akshat, who apparently was in a stellar form last time he came in here to play eISL. So that is something that we've all been rooting for, to Akshat get back into sublime form. And Lokmanu, I mean, he's been pretty much consistent throughout the league, but he's had a few hiccups here and there, right? So of course he's going to look at gaining that performance, that form that he had initially when he sort of entered in. and one of the most experienced players going up against Adizima would definitely not be an easy task for him, of course, because Adizima, again, being regarded as one of India's finest. So it's going to be really important. I really want to see how this entire matchup pairs off. But the first matchup, Azim, I've got to ask you, DK or Akshat, who do you think on whose sides the scales are slightly tipped?
Of course, Akshat has had the momentum going for him in recent times. DK has just had his share of horrific luck all throughout the tournament, but he will be looking for that to change as soon as possible. And I mean, there's no time like the present. If he can get that result today, it obviously takes a little pressure off Adizima. And Adizima himself as well, he had one good game in the middle, and we got to speak to him, and he did say that he considers himself as one of the best defensive FIFA players in India. And it was a
Yeah.
pretty bold statement for him to make. But immediately in the games after that, he went and conceded a bunch of goals. So it's not quite gone his way so far. And for DK, he's got the entire look going on with the jacket and the mask and everything. Looks like he's come straight out of a scene from Watch Dogs. And going to be interesting to see what he can do and whether he can finally kick on and find that level that we all know he's capable of.
Oh yes, 100%. We I've always loved how he plays, right? The sort of excitement that he brings, how vocal he is about his celebration, how passionate he is, regarding the game, and yeah, just holding a mask clearly indicates, if the professional players, despite living under bio bubble, they're maintaining precautions. You there at your home watching from your TV sets or maybe from your PCs, mobile, whatever it is, make sure that you've got yourself sanitized to not go off wandering around, heading off into parties, because the way things are around us right now, we're in troubled times. Back again, the third wave has begun. But of course, the action will resume, will continue inside the eISL, because we've made sure that we are following all the safety norms. The players are all secured and safe. But taking a look at how these two teams have fared off, not a huge difference. Anything is possible. It could go anywhere. And look, Manu, I mean, they're sporting their away jersey today, so of course it's going to be exciting to see how the coaching classes are going on and about. And we've been talking about breaking a business deal. So, Azim, any progression in that?
Yeah, I've been looking for funding to try and invest into Lokmanyu's coaching classes. Still haven't managed to find it yet. A very niche market, I would have to say. But having a look at the comparison for DK, I think the problems have been on both ends of the pitch. He's conceded a lot of goals, not scored too many. He's been averaging sort of one a game. Akshat had a similar record before the last game, and suddenly it all sort of clicked into place for him, and he got a really big result. But DK, I'm sure, has had a bit of time off. He's going to be working on his game, and expecting to see a very close match, or hoping to see a close match at least, just so that it's entertaining for all of us, of course, in the caster studio, and for everybody watching at home. We want to see the best game possible.
Yeah, we certainly do. And here we are. The whistle has been blown. The game's already begun. And right off the very get go, we're looking at Akshat pulling off the same similar sort of a cutback. And Cruyff has already tried to go in, goes in for the shot. But no, the defenders are present over here. And well, there you have it. Hyderabad FC. This could have been a shocker from minute one. But somehow they managed to live.
Yeah, it's very important for DK to not concede a goal early on, particularly for his confidence. He's not had a great time, as we all know. And if you go a goal down early on in a crunch game like this, it just completely can demoralize you, and then that can lead to a second or a third or a fourth. But for now, he's keeping the ball, and he's found Pele. Surely he has to take the shot, and decides to second guess himself, and that's the sign of a player low on confidence, but still has the ball with Ronaldo just jinking in and out, trying to create that space. Manages to recycle possession, but gives it straight away. Will he slide in and win that back? Yes, he does, but
Oh.
gives it straight back again. So things not quite working, but that was a glorious opportunity spurned by DK.
Yeah, I mean, it could not get better than this, right? The moment he had a lot of few chances, few openings, even with Gullit, I really felt that he could go directly, gushing and plating that shot. But no, that was not the case. Howsoever, as Akshat, he's begun his attack rather from around the center. Pele having the possession of the ball, passing it onwards. Vieira looking for a slight opening, and we know that Akshat has been relying heavily on those cutbacks, especially through the edges, right, from the flanks, from the wings, going in or maybe across. That has been the case with a lot of players. And from what we did see yesterday, Azim, I'm pretty sure, as the league progresses, we've seen the players, changing their styles of play, and a lot of long finesse shots is something that I'm really looking forward to today.
Yeah, he has an opportunity to take one here. Again, had the opportunity to turn in, but probably not favoring the weaker foot, and we've seen that as well. Like weak foot doesn't seem to matter, particularly if you've got Ronaldo and Pele playing up top. And sometimes even the angle, if you get that shot perfectly right, even sort of insane looking angles can lead to goals. We saw plenty of those from Ankit Gupta of SC's Bengal. But a ball into the box and a very, very good defensive header over there. For my money, I thought that was going to be 1
Yeah.
0 to Kerala Blasters FC. But Hyderabad and DK is sort of hanging on at the moment because whenever Akshat gets into the box, he is looking like he is very capable of putting that ball into the back of the net. But it's going to be interesting to see if DK can survive. I would love it for the sake of the tie that if DK could take the lead because then that really sets us up beautifully for a second half.
Oh, indeed, it does. And, considering the body language from Akshat, he looks so much more confident, right? He's not panicking, he's not going mad, he's just chilling around. And we're not seeing a lot of coaching classes beginning right now, right? It's 24 minutes in. Look, Manu is, of course, letting Akshat play. I think they've got a game plan, and we've seen Akshat mature throughout as the league has progressed. But for DK, of course, he's got to make a statement today. And like you said, clearly, he's playing a lot more defensive, is questioning himself, and this is where Akshat is going to capitalize. But again, Akshat, he's making those openings, he's getting there, but the conviction is clearly lacking. He needs to be a little more clinical, he needs to be a little more decisive. But from what I've seen, the early sparks, they're definitely visible. If this goes on, Azim, I think Kerala Blasters FC at some point or the other, they're definitely gonna net a few goals.
Yeah, I mean, the question for DK has to be that obviously at some point Akshat may manage to penetrate the defense, but DK needs to put himself into a position where that is sort of academic, where he can just take a lead, get himself a cushion, even if it's just the one goal, get himself completely settled. And for now, I think he's doing the right thing, just moving the ball around, searching for that opening. He's found Pele in acres of space several times, and again, not this time the turn. This time he's got it right and off the
Oh,
post for DK. The luck
oh.
just continues to be terrible. He did everything right over there, went for that low driven shot finish, but desperately unlucky in that moment. Maybe if he'd just gone for power and put it into the top corner, that might have gone in.
Yeah, that certainly could have gone in. But do you feel had he gone for the far post, would have been a better case, or was the goalkeeper already there?
Yeah, I think when it comes to this game, particularly with Edwin van der Sar, there's no guarantees of putting it anywhere that the ball will go in. So sometimes you just got to go with what feels right to you, and then let the game physics take care of the rest. And low-driven shots generally have been one way of beating the keeper because he did beat the keeper over there. There was no
Yeah.
save; it just went onto the post. So it is a tactic that a lot of pro players use of exclusively almost taking that low driven shot because there seems to be a little bit of a
Oh,
blind spot for some keepers as the ball won and promptly given away. And now with Pele available, he has Cruyff on the flank. Again, taking his time, Akshat, he knows that halftime is approaching. He should just slow the clock down just a little bit, get that last attack for himself, and try to land that sucker punch just before the 45-minute mark.
oh yeah, he certainly has to because the way things have been working out over here. Look at all right, Kerala Blasters FC. This is such a good chance, and Pele, he's not gonna miss any chance in netting that one in. And that being said, Kerala Blasters FC, they've got one for themselves. And I was just telling about it. This was coming, right? We all saw it, and the way he was creating chances, we could see that DK was not really applying that little bit of an extra pressure. Look at the room given to Pele. The defense was absolutely in shambles. And Kerala Blasters FC, they did manage to get an early lead. And this has to be devastating for DK. He's been trying so much, and well, it's not just enough.
Yeah, you have to feel for DK at this point. I mean, he was doing a fairly good job on defense as well. Wasn't really giving Akshat any clear route to goal. And in fact, he was the guy creating the chances. Goes for the finesse shot, but there you go. Van der Sar
Madness.
plucks it out of the sky just like it's absolutely nothing. And now Adizima, of course, will have a conversation with his teammate. The coaching classes continue on the side. That's a frame. We need to screenshot that frame and send it to our investors,
Yeah.
and maybe we'll manage to get some funding by next week. Hopefully, by the end of the eISL, we will have Lokmanya's classes set up. There you go. That was the chance for DK, because he did everything right, more or less. I can't really fault him in that situation. Just the luck not in his favor. It's a very iconic line which was told to us by Ankit Gupta in one of his post-game interviews, where he said कि DK के साथ ये तो होता ही है. So unfortunately, DK is the guy with the short end of the stick for the eISL so far. But well, it was Akshat before this, and his luck has changed, and maybe DK can do the same. Even if he can get a draw out of this game, I think he'll look at it as a positive result.
Fortune favors the brave. And look at DK. He's not really committing his whole bodies while he's defending. But this time, of course, Akshat, he's not shying away to take those chances, right? He's not shying away to take those risks. Eusebio passing it on to Cruyff, who's going to be racing through the right wing in search for another pass, maybe. And this is where you're seeing that confidence. Inside of Akshat, he looks so much more composed. These are the sort of build-ups that we've seen Lokmanyu trying a lot, giving a pass on towards UCB, or just trying to play around the defense, as DK is trying to be a little more vigilant in that case. Cruyff receiving the ball, however, just playing around that corner area, will find a pass towards Vieira, who then shifts the play towards the left wing and gives it away towards Khalid.
Yeah, I think overhit that pass a little bit. He did have the option actually. He had two strikers in the box, but now it is offside. And for Akshat, he is looking a lot more confident, a lot more comfortable as this tournament has progressed. And for him, it's about finding that sort of that next level, that next gear right now. And we saw the beginnings of that in his last game. And the ball in now for it is
Oh,
Messi. I think the wrong person over there
yeah, saw that.
from DK's POV. He would have loved it if he had CR7 in that position, but unfortunately he isn't on the pitch. So maybe a substitution that he might be thinking about later on if he's going to try those long balls and try to win some headers. But for now, he's got Messi, he's got Ronaldo 9. He's getting into decent positions. He just needs to get that one chance that sticks, and he's going to be right back in this game. And I do get the feeling that it's not over for DK. And there you go. He takes the
Oh
shot, but saved by
no!
Van der Sar. And again, the
Oh, look
luck
at Akshat.
just deserting him.
Look at Akshat's expression, Azim. I mean, he was shell shocked. Oh, right. I live to fight another day over there, and he almost had it in his mouth. And right now, he's going to pace that counter attack up. And DK, I mean, I think I completely abide by what Ankit Gupta's opinion on DK has been. So DK के साथ होता ही है, and I think at this point we've got to agree mutually that DK is just going through a very unlucky phase.
Yeah, definitely. But his luck could change. He is looking like scoring every time he comes forward. And just as I say that the caster's cursed, I think next time I should just say that he doesn't look like scoring at all. And maybe then he'll have a shot on goal. But for now, it's Cruyff. He does have three players in the box. If he likes to go for the cross, he likes to go against it, but doesn't have any support. We'll have to go all the way back to Vieira. And ball almost won back, but Akshat knows now that he can just sit and manage this game. He doesn't need to really force the issue. He'll be very happy. 1-0, 2-0, 3-0. The outcome is the same. Of course, for his prestige and the
Wow!
pride. And
Wow!
there you go. That's the goal. And just look at DK. He's thinking, you know what? I took that exact same shot 2 minutes ago and the keeper saved it. And this guy has gone with Ronaldo 9 on his weaker foot from a bad angle, and it's flying in. And just sometimes when it's up against you, it's just up against you.
Yeah, just not the right day for DK, and you've got to start feeling bad for Hyderabad FC at this point. And Lokmanyu, he's going to be so happy because the next match is going to play against such a tough opponent, the likes of Adizima, and we're going to see a similar display, right? Especially the match up where Kerala Blasters FC were playing against Jamshedpur FC, and that one match against Arvind Mas, that has to be one of my favorites of the eISL. Lokmanyu's constant attack, and Arvind being so proactive on that defense, right? That is the kind of a treat that all the viewers are here for. The next matchup. But for now, what's going on here is 68 minutes have passed by. Kerala Blasters FC do have a healthy lead right now. If they can get one more, and I think that would be the final nail in the coffin for Hyderabad FC, who have been apparently been a little unlucky, and well, they still feel that they could do better in the form of which I really feel that DK
Oh
hasn't
no.
really been able to challenge him as Ronaldo. He's gonna net one more, and this is it. This is the kill that Akshat had been looking for, and Azim. So far it's, I think, safe to assume that the game might be done.
Yeah, unfortunately for DK, it looks like this one is over, and you can see he has tilted just a little bit because he gave the ball away from his own restart, and that is usually a sign of a player who is very frustrated. And of course, you cannot blame him because he created a couple of very good chances, and unfortunately, the gods of FIFA and physics and goalkeeping all keep conspiring against him. But for him, he just needs to keep plugging away and try and get that goal, get that opportunity. He's won the ball back high up the pitch. He's got Messi and he's got Ronaldo. Will he take the shot now? Goes for the shot fake. You can see he just doesn't have the confidence to take that shot anymore because he's like, यार मैं shot ले लूंगा वो save कर देगा क्या ही फायदा है. So it's just a really tricky situation for DK, and now he's going to get hit repeatedly on the counter attack because he is playing three at the back, and he doesn't have a choice. He has to attack. He has to keep going for it. So it's just potential for more pain for DK right now, and you
Yeah.
really have to feel for him. It's just really not gone his way.
Yeah, I mean, he's just gonna wait for the, timer to get over, the final whistle to get blown, because he's gonna be seemingly frustrated with what has happened today. He's been there creating a few chances, but again, the defense is where he needs to work out a lot, right? Because clearly we could see the lapses, the fallacies, the wall falling, breaking down, and time and again, Akshat has managed to enter in, penetrate in, and break through, and well, he's been looking really sound in terms of his defense as well. Not really shying away, but this time DK is trying to create the chance with Ronaldo. But again, Marquinhos being very patient, just waiting for the right opportunistic moment. But no, Ronaldo has stolen again. Marquinhos being the
Oh
hero
no.
for the defense, and now this is a breakthrough.
Oh no, you have to again. You just feel so sorry for him right now,
Oh
and
God!
brilliantly done
Oh
and through
God!
nutmegs the last defender of
Ouch!
the shot as well. And DK, I think at this point he's ready to rage quit. I mean, he's just so fed up. Again, he had the opportunity over there to take the shot, didn't manage to do it, and then suddenly the ball just sort of crept through his defender, goes through the legs of I think physically through the leg of Vieira over there.
Yeah.
So just not his day, and at this point he's just. I mean, in this moment when this happens to me personally, I just start going from straight from the center circle and trying to score a solo goal, thinking that maybe I can just get one quickly that way. But for DK, he's going to try his best to try and get at least one back, just get some momentum going before that co-op game, and then hope that his teammate can keep the tie alive so that the co-op game actually has some value to it.
And more than that, the confidence, Azim, the priming confidence from of Akshat's body that is being radiated right now. Look at those moves. Look at the audacity. We haven't seen him play like this. And there you go. He's trying to go for goals one after the other, and now he's just smiling, right? Smiling with joy. All that hard work finally coming into fruition. As DK is gonna try and steal one away, get a consolation maybe, but has been denied the same, as well as Akshat has managed to get another very convincing victory. And Lukman, you could not be more proud.
Yeah, it's Akshat is really starting to come into his own, and a very good time for Kerala Blasters because these are the games that count. These are the games that are going to propel them up the table. They're the games that they have in hand over Bengaluru FC as well. So it's imperative for Kerala Blasters to capitalize, and a very strong position because Lokmanya, of course, going in against Adizima, who is, as we know, a defense first kind of player. He's going to be hard to break down, but he doesn't really end up scoring a lot of goals. And jokes, of course, being exchanged now across the table on that Kerala Blasters bench, and with good reason because they can be very happy with that. So it is 4-0 to Akshat. Of course, the scoreline doesn't entirely tell you the entire story of that game because DK did have a lot of moments in that first half which unfortunately just did not go his way. And now it comes down to Adizima. Can he be that defensive wall and keep Lokmanya out and try to force a game 3 to have consequence?
I mean, that's questionable right now, considering how Kerala Blasters FC, they've been on a high lately. And look at these chances. You've got a feel for DK. He's going to be seemingly frustrated with, initially the chances that did not go his way. But again, Azim, the defense. Look at this. How opened up he was, right? He was starting to double question himself. When he was trying to go in for those tackles, should he, or maybe should he just play a little bit safer over there? In those seconds, that is where Akshat really capitalized on all that weakness, and we are watching Akshat bloom, into a really beautiful flower inside this eISL. The way he's been performing, I think I'm so happy and proud at the same time, and Lokman, coaching classes, I think he's producing results very quickly. I think within a month, this drastic improvement from Akshat's side, you've got to give a little credits up to him as well.
I mean, let's not take credit away from Akshat. He's the guy who's been putting the work in.
Exactly.
But yes, we could expect as the first graduate from Lokmanyu's coaching classes, like most coaching classes, I think the most primary means of advertising the classes is by putting pictures of the toppers on public transport buses. So expect to see Akshat's face on a bus near you guys.
Look at him. Just so happy, right? Especially the final goal. The kind of confidence that was visible. Look at him. How he's just going to nutmeg the keeper out there. He's just going to wait for the right time, and this shows. This shows that he really knows what he's doing. He's got his nerves intact. He's not here to mess around. Oh, and there you see that expression of Lokman. Clearly says that he's outdone, DK, and he's done him bad. And that being said, Kerala Blasters FC, the fans are going to be so happy, watching the Stars win games, and with such huge margins. The Yellow Derby that we're talking about has taken a really interesting start. Of course, Kerala Blasters FC have started off really well. But that being said, the next match, I would not even rather be surprised if, Lokmanyu and, Adizima go head to head against each other, and it's a very close tie. But for now, it's time to, meet the star of the hour, the man himself, Akshat, who's apparently waiting for us in the studios, who's apparently really happy. Akshat, wishing you a happy new year. And I think with
Same
the
to
new
you.
year, it's a new you. And wow, that confidence, man. Tell us about it.
या हैप्पी न्यू ईयर टू यू टू काफ़ी अच्छा लगा मतलब ये मैच खेल के डीके के अगेंस्ट, पर थोड़ा अनलकी रहा डीके। जब मेरा वन अप था तो शायद उसका वो गोल हो सकता था, तो शायद गेम के डायनेमिक्स चेंज हो जाते। बट उसके बाद आई क्वाइट कंफर्टेबली मैच जीत गया था उसके बाद।
तो हम लोग ऐसे थोड़े दिन पहले अंकित गुप्ता से बात कर रहे थे आफ्टर ही हैड बीटन डीके, और उसने कहा कि यार डीके के साथ ये होते ही रहता
डीके
है। एंड इज दिस समथिंग यू हैव नोटिस्ड कि उसका लक खराब ही होते रहता है, बिकॉज ही हैड चांसेस बट वो बस हो ही नहीं रहा था उसके लिए।
बस वही दिक्कत है, बहुत अनलकी चल रहा है डीके। ज़्यादातर उसके बहुत क्लोज रहे सारे के सारे मैचेस, और वो शायद जीत सकता था 3-4 मैच उनमें से। पर ठीक है, कभी वैसे स्टार्टिंग में मेरा लक नहीं चल रहा था, अब मेरा लक चल रहा है, तो शायद डीके का भी आ ही जाएगा।
मोर देन लक मैं कहूंगा। आई थिंक इट्स योर हार्ड वर्क अक्षय, जो यहाँ पे रंग ला रहा है। बट अब चलिए, आपने अपने सोलो मैच जीत लिया। कोऑप के लिए क्या प्लान्स है? बिकॉज केरला ब्लास्टर्स एफसी थोड़े बहुत कोऑप में ऑफ रहे हैं। सो हैव यू वर्कड इट आउट, या फिर यू जस्ट गोना रिलाई ऑन योर इंस्टिंक्ट्स?
अगर सच बताऊँ तो हमारे कोऑप के गेम्स बहुत क्लोज रहे हैं। हमेशा हम लोग लेट गोल्स खाए हैं, 85th
या
मिनट, 87th मिनट, 90th मिनट। तो हमारा कोऑप बहुत सही चल रहा है वैसे, हम लोग जब प्रैक्टिस करते हैं। बट कभी कभार गेम में थोड़ा सा दिक्कत आ जाता है, तो हम ट्राई कर रहे हैं, प्रैक्टिस करते रहते हैं। तो शायद मे बी आज देखते हैं, शायद कोऑप के जाने की ज़रूरत ना पड़े। आई होप।
Yeah, let's see. All the best to you and good luck for the remaining game, and great to see आपका form बढ़ते जा रहा है, and it's great for all of us to watch.
थैंक यू सो मच।
A smiling Akshat is ever so charming, ever so handsome, and that is the exact expression we would want from him all the time. Because I used to usually visit the studio, maybe just drop a hi to the players, and after his games he used to be a little off, little in his own world, and being really confined. I really felt that maybe he was missing out on a lot, and finally watching him, make that comeback, do it all. It's such a relief for that lad, and he completely deserves it. But now, this is the moment, right? We've all been waiting for. Lokmanyu, going up against Adi Zima, two of the best players that India has to offer, and Hyderabad FC. I think Adi Zima has to be the hero today for them if they've got to win it. But it's going to be so difficult, especially against the likes of a goal machine that Lokmanu is.
Yeah, I mean, Lokmanu, in fairness, hasn't had too many very high scoring matches. Like he's averaging about 2 goals per game. Similar to Adizima, you could say, but Adizima, of course, has defensively in most games looked very solid, and that is, of course, the skill that he prides himself on. So it's really up to him now. Can he clutch this victory? Can he even try to survive for a draw and take it to game 3? It's going to be really, really intense to see Adizima. He knows that he's going to have a game plan. He is also, I think, one of those players who likes to prefer that 4-4-2 diamond formation. But Lokmanya, of course, is going to play his natural game. Whether Adizima plays his natural game or is more reactive to how Lokmanya is approaching it remains to be seen. As the getting into gamer mode, you can see the back hunched already. Adizima still looking at a few tactical changes and getting ready to go. Smiles on faces still for Hyderabad FC.
Yeah.
So good to see that the morale and the spirit is still there, particularly for DK, and hoping for a good game. We should see that the old cliche, the unstoppable force versus immovable object, and Lokmanya looks set to go. And yeah, we have kickoff. It is of course Kerala Blasters FC in their away kit in the black and Hyderabad FC in the home kit in yellow. And does look like Messi is starting for Adizima. Let's see if there's any kind of interesting choices in midfield. It does look like it is Zidane in the center of midfield. It is, and the back four looks fairly standard. Although he's triggered a run from Maldini, which is not something you want to be doing. And for Lokmanu, it looks also like he's going with his stable meta, not changing anything around. Doesn't really need to change anything around. It's not a particularly high pressure game, but we have seen him in that situation before where he's had to. We thought it was a formality that, for instance, against Tikka, he would just take the win against the newer player, but not to be. Tikka managed to clutch a very, very important result against him. And it's been tight. It's usually gone to co-op for Kerala Blasters, so anything could still happen, and Adizima is going to be determined to make sure that he can take this all the way.
Azim, now it did strike me, right? The Lady Luck hasn't really favored Lokmanu either, right? We've seen him in this past couple of games. He's been trying to create so many chances, but most of them either hit the crossbar or is defended by Van der Sar. Everything has not really worked out for him. His matches have been really close. So again, speculations, if eyebrows are going to be raised at how he's going to perform. But look at Adi Zima go! Oh my god, that is an absolute shell shocker moment here as Hyderabad FC have managed to get one in for themselves. Just when we did not anticipate it, a pass coming on towards Messi, and he's going to make no mistake in scoring that from the left foot of his. And the goalkeeper has been beaten over there. Even the likewise reach, the far reach of Bandasa could not do anything to save that goal.
Yeah, it was very, very well worked actually. It was almost like a geometry lesson. It was just three runners and then Messi in the middle bisecting the angle, and beautifully worked goal. And there is the difference in confidence really between you see Adizima and DK. Adizima has had a few decent results in the tournament so far, and just playing on his instinct immediately. The moment he saw the opportunity, just pulled away and took that shot. And for Lokmani, I think you could compare his tournament so far to Saransh from Chennai FC, where of course he's not had the best of it so far. He has suffered a couple of defeats, and it's generally been his teammate who's been the star of the show, and that's really what Lokmani would have been looking for. Now his teammate is slowly becoming the star of the show, so it's definitely not set in stone that top four yet. We have seen it's a recurring theme that whoever reaches that top step suddenly seems to lose form. So there is a lot of pressure attached to being at the top, and Kerala Blasters will be hoping to capitalize on the fact that all the top teams, of course, are yet to play each other again. So there will be points dropped everywhere, and maybe they can sneak themselves up into the top four.
Yeah, I mean, they would definitely try and do that one out. But Lokman, I mean, I'm kind of surprised. He looks really way too defensive, you know. We've always been talking about the wall that Adizima is. But for now, what we're witnessing is some really good attacking plays from his side. But eventually has been intercepted, has been well read by Lokmanu, who's trying to build an own attack of his over there and just trying to play it around the centers. We like to see him play really compact, right? He loves to pass the ball, keep the ball rolling, and now giving it on towards Pele, passing it on towards Vieira. Khalid will, of course, want to try and find Ronaldo, but eventually sends it out towards Mbappe on that left wing, giving it on towards Ronaldo. Look, Manu being very patient with that build up. He's looking to get that pass on towards Pele. Has successfully done, though, back and forth, still searching for an opening. But there you go, the defense that we've all, known of Adizima coming into action, and Lukman, you having a lot of trouble scoring one in.
Yeah, Lokmanio is going to have his work cut out. He's going to have to be at his best
Yeah.
to break down Adizima today. And Adizima, of course, for him, it's going exactly as per plan, getting that early goal and then settling in, just sort of hunkering down and having to defend. That absolutely suits his style of play. Usually, he struggled in games where he has gone a goal down early and then had to chase the game, and that really doesn't suit the way he likes to play FIFA. But for now, Lokmanio again trying to twist, trying to turn, but
Oh,
yet again, Adizima makes sure he has the right player in the right place at the right time and will look to release Eusebio down that flank. He's offside now, so he has to go the other way. And yeah, for Adizima, no real need to really sit and chase this game. He can just take his time, build the play very slowly, like build it completely, play the game on his terms, because he doesn't need to go chasing and fishing and unsettle his defensive shape, because he has the points in the bag for the moment, but really long way to go.
yeah, a long, long way to go over here. And looking at Adizima, all right, this could be really deadly if Marquinhos does not read that well, and he does. And being the saving grace for Lokmanu, but no, he's not out of harm's way as Messi. He's just gonna burst through that right wing over there, looking for that cutback. But Maldini is there to intercept, and well, quite a brave tackle out there. Messi falling off, but that was fair. And now Lokmanu, he's got to make something out of this attack of his own. He's trying to build it up, not really fast, not really the kind of counter attack that we anticipated, but he's got Cruyff running down, pacing down from the right wing over there, eventually just to slow the pace down a bit, passing it on towards Pele. A lofted pass attempt towards R9, but does not go his way as Hyderabad FC, they've managed to defend it once again.
Yeah, just very composed over there, just putting the header back to the keeper. He obviously knows that the keeper can then catch it, waste a little bit more time. For Adezima now, right now, the only thing he wants is to just see this through to half time, and that's not quite the way to do it by giving it away from your pass outside defense. And these are situations which he rarely finds himself in with a defense that's not fully settled. And again, giving that ball away, a very, very high press from Lokmani, and this could be it. It is blocked and saved. Took two deflections on that way out for a corner. And Lokmani now, will he go for the cross? No, he gives it away, and the ball is played out. And
Yeah.
Manu clearly complaining about something. He's a bit annoyed with himself. Probably annoyed about the fact that the shot got two deflections on its way out for a corner. But things going relatively according to plan for Hyderabad FC and Azizima right now.
Yeah, and if this sort of keeps on going, then Hyderabad FC do have a living respite, right? They still do have a chance of maybe changing things around in the co-op game, and this is it. This is one of that one goal that we did see in the first half come out in the favor of Hyderabad FC, who have been absolutely brilliant, especially the defense. Just a few hiccups over there, but eventually it's all right. Look, Manu had been trying to create those chances. He'd been really patient with those build-ups, though but could not make a lot out of it. And well, he's going to be seemingly frustrated with what happened with him in the first half. But hey, who are we to complain? We enjoyed that. And Adizima, of course, being such a defensive wall that he is, he's of course will try to frustrate Lokmanu more and more. But this is the real test for Lokmanu. He's got to show that he's got to be the better player today. But then again, as this game progresses, Hyderabad FC do have even chances, or maybe a little bit more over here with Adizima representing them. If he can manage to score one more, I think that could be possibly lights out for them.
Yeah, definitely. And a very interesting halftime substitution, you have to say, by Adizima. He's got Pele off, which you very rarely see any player do that. And he's got Mbappe in. So clearly a tactic being employed over here. Maybe he's looking to play on that counter attack. Maybe he wants just more raw pace and power. Maybe he wants a little bit more aerial presence. And because usually if you sub Pele out, maybe you're thinking of getting a CR7 on because you want a little bit more heading ability, or well, much more heading ability, I would say. Mbappe, I think, giving you little more physicality, a better shot, a bit more pace, but not quite the same dribbling that Pele gives you, of course. So interesting to see what his approach is going to be for this second half. It does look like he's got two strikers who are permanently left forward. They have no interest really in coming back. So going to be now, to my understanding at least, Hyderabad FC trying to play very deliberately and very obviously on the counter.
Right. I mean, of course, that is clearly visible, right? You've got to search for those openings, those mistakes that Lokmanu commits, but a little bit of a shaky play there from Aldizima. But okay, it's all right. There's been no damage. In fact, he's gotten the possession, so he's going to try to build up his own attack. And likewise, uh, this is a suitable strategy against Lokmanu, right? Find him at his weakest, and then you can have that avenue for going in for those crosses, those headers, and plays like that, because that is what we've been seeing in this current meta. A lot of players have been trying to do that, and well, Azim, it has really worked out.
Yeah, it's not working really for Lokmanya today, but for Hyderabad FC, maybe we will see a little bit more of the long ball play from them because they will be trying to stretch the game as much as possible. For Lokmanya, he's not usually a guy who changes the way he plays. He has, I think, a very, I would say, almost rigid kind of style in which, like, this is how I play, this is how I'm going to get it done, and I'm going to let the opposition adapt to me rather than it being the other way around, which is, of course, one approach that you can take to this game. And Arizima, a little bit more of the opposite. He decides to sort of be, you could say, almost like a chameleon in a way, where he will try to figure out a plan based on the other the other person's strategy and sort of try to create that perfect anti strategy for it. But moving that ball in very, very nicely right now. He had a couple of opportunities to play it through, and there using the pace from Mbappe, he has two men free in the box and decides to not go for the pass. That's quite shocking that he didn't decide to go for a pass or a cross in that instance and just simply gave the ball away. And those are the kind of opportunities you can't give Lokmanu right now. He is going to be getting his players forward on those wide areas. And again, you can see got the slide tackle wrong, but still had enough timing, enough composure to get back up and win the ball again. A great switch
Wow.
of play with Zidane over there. Now he's got Messi in the box, trying to fire that in. Of course, this time, and he gave it straight back. Oh my goodness! He
Oh,
had a clear pass right behind him, and he passed it straight back to Messi. I can't quite believe he's done that. And now Lokmanu will look to capitalize. He's got Cruyff on this right flank, passes it off to Vieira, and no, Lokmanu decides he doesn't want to speed the game up. He needs to speed it up a little bit to get away out of Cruyff's path, or rather Gullet's path over there. And now with Ronaldo, what's he going to do again? Trying to go for the more predictable ball in behind, and now surely he'll go for Messi again. No, he doesn't. He decides to go Eusebio. Going for high percentage passes for sure right now is Adizima. He doesn't want to take any risks. 1-0 is good enough for him, it seems, and it looks like he's just going to manage this game and try to see it out.
oh God, the way this game has been progressing, with every passing second, it's going to benefit Hyderabad FC and Lokmanu. He's got to start building up his attack. He's got to press a little bit more. But seems like it, Hyderabad FC, they're in good control, good contention. And Adizima is looking out for that pass over there. But yeah, quite a few questionable decisions, but it's fine, right? As long as you still have that one goal lead, you can definitely live up with that. But now we're seeing a little bit of that hogging. He's trying to just play around the defenders, trying to eat away as much time as possible, and in the last moment maybe go for a cutback. But no, Maldini is there to intercept it, and well. Lokmanu, if he does not make anything out of that 7 minutes that remain, then Akshat's hard work will come down to nothing at all. But Pele, he's got a good opening. He's gonna still find someone over there as Cruyff is trying to fight it around with Khalid, who eventually intercepts it, and Hyderabad FC there on a counter attack.
Yeah, and there you go. This is why he's got Mbappe on for exactly that, the pace and the power to be able to hold up and hold off Cafu and win that throw in. And a few thoughts, a few changes happening. I think more from the side of Hyderabad FC because we don't see Lokmanya trying to do too much at the moment. Of course, we will see a substitution from him as well. And you can see visible irritation on Lokmanyu's face, and that is the kind of player that Azizima is. He will sort of grind you down, he will frustrate you, he will get that 1-0 victory out of you, and it's generally been the theme of his eISL so far, and he's going to try to look to see this out. He's had a couple of very good opportunities where he's just had passes open, but I think he's just looking for a literal 100% pass each time, which of course is not a very sustainable way of playing. So if this game is to end, I mean, I see it really being a 1-0 to Hyderabad or a 1-all to Kerala Blasters FC because I really don't see Adesina scoring again.
Yeah, and at this point he's completely okay with it, right? Because Adizima, he knows that his defense is completely rock solid. He's not had given a lot of openings to Lokmanu. Instead, he's been the one who's been, trying to play around, have a lot of that midfield possession, build a lot of attack around the wings. He's played a good game of FIFA, and Lokmanu, at this point, he's got to be frustrated with how the result has gone. And there you go, Adizima winning this one out. Hyderabad FC. Well, the hopes did lie upon him, and he has not, has not let them down. And this is where it all ends, right? A co-op battle that decides the fate of both these teams. But what an amazing game from Adizima! Right off the bat, we did see him scoring that one goal, and then it was all about him, trying to control the game. It felt like he was making Lokmanu dance to his own beats. Everything that Lokmanu was really trying was going in vain.
Yeah, absolutely. Lokmanu, I think, was just really, as I said, he really ground down Lokmanu did Adizima, and he got it right. And of course, that's going to give DK a bit of confidence as well to say, you know what, my result doesn't really matter now. 4-0, 1-0, it's all the same. It counts the same. And now going into game 3, it is winner takes all or winner takes, well, 1 point pretty much because both teams desperately need these 3 points. It's a very, very important 3 points for both teams. Make no mistake about it. For Kerala Blasters FC, it keeps their hopes of the top 4 alive. For Hyderabad FC, it keeps just their respectability alive. They don't want to be, nobody wants to be in the bottom 2, of course, in the eISL right now. And they can get this, if they can get the 3 points, they can steadily work their way up. But as a co-op unit, you would have to say that Kerala Blasters FC have been far superior to Hyderabad in this tournament, and if we're going purely on form and just general chemistry between the players, I would expect Kerala Blasters FC to see this out fairly comfortably.
And this is where it sort of concerns me about Kerala Blasters FC, right? Taking a look at, in fact, what did Akshat say, right? He was of the opinion that they have been conceding a lot of goals towards the end game, and that is what they've got to focus on. And taking a look at possession stats, look at this. This is what I was talking about, right? Adizima clearly being the better player inside the game over here, and in terms of possession, in terms of expected goals, everything, passes, tackles. Most of the points he was at it, and he did achieve that success that they required. And now as things are, right, like we said, it's all gonna come down to that co-op battle. Hyderabad FC, they've been struggling. Kerala Blasters FC, they start off really well, but towards the end they fumble down a little bit. So it all comes down to who makes the least amount of mistakes, as we are sort of heading in for the match to get started. But before it does, let's take a look at what Adizima and DK have to say about the league.
Hello, I'm Aditya. I'm 23. I'm from Bhopal and I'm representing Hyderabad FC.
Hi, I'm Darvesh. I'm 22 years old and I'll be representing Hyderabad FC.
मैंने फीफा खेलना छोड़ दिया था. 4 महीने में फीफा बिल्कुल टच नहीं करा था. फिर जैसे ही इतने बड़े टूर्नामेंट की न्यूज़ आई, eISL जो पहली बार हो रहा है इंडिया में विद अ बिग प्राइस पूल लाइक 78 लाख, मुझे लगा यार इसमें तो कम्पीट करना पड़ेगा. I started practicing and luckily मैं top 22 players में आ गया. अब यहाँ आ गया हूँ and I got a player like Dharvesh and I hope कि मैं tournament में at least top 4 में आ सकूँ.
And a LAN event after 2 years for FIFA. So I was very excited naturally. तो मेरे को लगा try करते हैं and after that I ended up in the top 22 players in the country. So I'm here playing eISL representing Hyderabad FC.
2v2 is a new concept in FIFA competitive this season. But मैं लास्ट 10 साल से खेल रहा हूँ अपने भाई के साथ एंड थोड़ा इस एक्सपीरियंस की वजह से मुझको मालूम है द गेम विच आर नॉट गोइंग इन आर फेवर मेरे और धर्वेश के प्ले स्टाइल की वजह से बिकॉज इट्स टोटली डिफरेंट. मुझको मालूम है थोड़ी बहुत प्रैक्टिस की वजह से हम इम्प्रूव कर लेंगे.
So in 2v2, me and Adi have not had the results we wanted till now, even though we've put out some decent performances. But I believe that is because we've been trying a certain playstyle which we're going to switch up, and I know we're going to make it work.
The game against Chennai, I feel like we were very unlucky. I was really hoping कि DK will get a result out of it. And हाँ, एक draw लेके आ गया. And then the game against Saransh के against मैं बहुत unlucky था. But Saransh, of course, है इंडिया का one of the best players है. But co-op में आप believe नहीं करेंगे. हम 3-0 हारते हैं and we somehow managed to choke it. But कोई नहीं, हर बार कुछ सीखने मिलता है. अच्छा हुआ इतना जल्दी फर्स्ट गेम में ऐसा हो गया. अब आई नो कि नेक्स्ट गेम में कभी ऐसा नहीं होगा. 3-0 की लीड तो कभी चोक नहीं करने वाले.
I think the favorite two teams of the tournament currently are, for me personally, FC Goa. They've been very consistent with their co-op performances. Even when they're not doing very good with solo, they eventually clutch it up in co-op. And the other team is SC East Bengal. They've only played 2 games, but they've absolutely smashed all of their results. And I think these two will be the favorites to win.
डार्क हॉर्सेस आई फील लाइक वो हम हैं. बहुत बड़ी लीग है एंड अभी सिर्फ 5 मैचेस हुए हैं और मुझको मालूम है कि हम इवेंचुअली क्लच अप कर ही लेंगे टॉप 4 में आने के लिए. वी हैव प्लेड ओनली 5 गेम्स एंड कम्पेयर टू अदर टीम्स. कुछ टीमों ने ज़्यादा भी खेला हुआ है एंड आई फील लाइक हमने सारी अच्छी टीमों से खेल लिया है. नॉट अच्छी बट प्रॉब्ली टॉप 2 के अगेंस्ट तो खेल ही लिया है. तो एंड द कोऑप हैड बीन द प्रॉब्लम विद अस एंड आई एम प्रीटी श्योर हम लोग उस पर काम करेंगे एंड जो भी रिजल्ट उसकी वजह से ही आएगी. इवेंचुअली सब लोग कोऑप में ही क्लच कर रहे हैं तो आई फील लाइक हमें भी करना ही पड़ेगा.
I totally agree with Adi. It's just been 5 games and it's a very long league, 15 more matches to go. And I believe if we take one game at a time, we'll clutch it up.
To all the fans who have been supporting us and especially Hyderabad fans, thank you for supporting us and please keep supporting us and I really hope you'll clutch it up.
And there you go, right? Experience 10 years of FIFA. That's a long time, and clearly reciprocates. And we've been talking about him, the defensive wall of India. Adi Zima, one of the best defensive players, and with a likewise teammate of Dharvesh, who's apparently, not having luck in his side, but eventually will improve Azim. But this final fixture that we have over here, of course, the co-op battle. How do you think, or rather, who do you think is going to win this one out?
I mean, we did see in the interview as well that Hyderabad FC, both the boys acknowledged that co-op has been their weakness, and obviously they haven't had a game for a week or so. So definitely something that they have been working on together, and we're going to see now whether the work they've put in is going to bear any fruit. Immediately you see pretty quick-paced, high-tempo stuff. I mean, albeit in their own half from Kerala Blasters FC, but they've been growing in confidence all through the league, particularly in co-op. Generally, they've managed, where they've lost, it's been very close games, but in recent times, they've managed to get those co-op results going in their favor as well. So it's a very, very crucial and a very, very tight game that I'm expecting over here. But I mean, I could be completely wrong, and it could be smashing 6-7 goal thriller, just like we saw yesterday.
I mean, it could be, because possibly from what we have seen, this has not been a huge goal-scoring affair, especially after that win from Akshat. Yeah, that was a big goal-scoring game, but then onwards, the next game was all about patience, perseverance. But look at Kerala Blasters FC go right from minute 1. They've been looking so good and did try to create that attack, but yeah, well read by the boys in yellow, who apparently defended it off and trying to build their own attack this time. However, from the left wing, passing it on towards the central area, and they're going to be trying to play around of it. And well, with the game starting off. And it could be just be anybody's game, but I think the first goal will be very crucial to say who has a good probable chance in winning this one out.
Oh, definitely. And it's going to be, looks like Hyderabad FC. It's a very interesting combination that they have of Adizima, of course, who's very good defensively. Hang on, they do have a shot over here. Take the shot. Yes, he takes it and straight at Bandasar again. And falls to Ronaldo. He goes past the keeper and he's, oh
No,
my goodness, he just can't get it away. And you know what? I get the feeling that
it's
that might
DK.
just be DK again.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, we are all safe to assume that has to be DK. But yeah, again, this has to go punished, and there you have Kerala Blasters FC. That's a nice cutback pass given towards Pele. Cruyff also fighting for the ball, but still, Kerala Blasters FC, they're keeping the ball in their possession, and all right, I do not know if that was a finesse, but that was miles afar from the goal.
Yeah, I mean, if it was a finesse shot, there wasn't much finesse about it. I think sometimes that's what happens when you try a finesse shot with the weaker foot, and particularly when you're not completely set. But again, just coming back to that chance that Hyderabad FC had, they worked it really, really well. And as I was saying, that in theory, these two players should really complement themselves quite well because Adizima is that defensive organizer, and we know that DK, even though he's had his fair share of bad luck, he's a guy who repeatedly creates chances. He's good in those one-on-one situations. He can beat the player quite easily, and we did see that in that chance as well, where he was able to just use that right stick of his to great effect. But on defense is where it's going to be where it really matters for Hyderabad FC because Adizima, of course, very solid, but in co-op, both players need to be on the exact same wavelength. You can get away with one player being slightly more skilled in one-on-one situations, but in defense, both have to be absolutely in sync. And so far, Hyderabad FC looking like a much improved co-op unit from what we've seen in the past.
Yeah, I think they certainly are. Every single day, they haven't really played a lot of games. Just it's the seventh game, if I'm not wrong. And yeah, we've seen them improving by the day. But again, you've got to start scoring goals, and this is it, right? But Kerala Blasters FC, they're still trying to look for some sort of an opening. But look at the number of men that are available in terms of defense, and there you go. Uh, Hyderabad FC gaining back that possession. That is exactly what they need at this point. But well, Kerala Blasters FC, they're sort of relentless. Mbappe giving it away towards Pele. This is a
Oh,
good
that's a
chance.
goal,
Cruyff
surely.
has to score, and yes, he does, as they've managed to net one through. And this has to be really easy. Sort of, throws you to ask yourself that question: what went wrong with the defense?
Yeah, I mean, I think they just got overcommitted on one side, and then obviously the Kerala Blasters FC boys, they are very, very well coordinated when they attack, and we've seen a lot of that. We've seen those driven crosses in from the flanks that have been very, very profitable for Kerala Blasters FC. But for Hyderabad, they should take heart from the fact that they created the first big chance of the game, so they know they have the ability to create. They just need to obviously speed things up just that little bit, get that goal back, and then see where they can build from there. Obviously, a draw doesn't do either team particularly much benefit. So both teams will be pushing to get all 3 points, and one high up the pitch over there for Hyderabad FC now with Gullit and Ronaldo,
Oh,
and just the pass not made. I think he didn't need to make that pass. He could have just run through because the runner was taking the defender with him. And tackle over there. Could we see a red card for that? I wonder. Nope.
no.
Just a yellow, thankfully for Marquinhos.
Yeah, I really felt, maybe a yellow could have been fair, but it's all right, and there you go. They did manage to get that yellow card, but the left wing, the pressure has been applied. He's managed to beat two defenders. He's got to find the right pass, so he's got more numbers directly going in for the shot. Azim, do you think a pass could have been better?
I mean, we've seen a lot of those finesse shots go in there, and just generally, when you've done that nice skill move where you've beaten two defenders at once, just for the aesthetics of the goal, you want to follow it up with a finesse shot, and maybe that's what they were going in for over there. But comfortable situation this for Kerala Blasters FC. Although again throwing the ball away, and we've seen lots of teams punished for doing just that. Will he find the pass through to Mbappe? No, decides to wait it out, and now using the pace, but unfortunately he was not up against the fullback Cafu. He was up against the centre half Marquinhos in that situation, and for that reason couldn't quite get it out. But a throw in forced deep into the half, and they will be trying to press this as high as possible.
Oh, they definitely will. And looking at how things are going on, Kerala Blasters FC, they've somehow got to find one more goal because from what we know out of Hyderabad FC is that they're a really unexpected bunch of players, right? They can score any single moment and you would be surprised. So you've got to make sure that you keep the attack on, and a little bit of the second thought, second guessing yourself will lead to your demise. And now Kerala Blasters FC, they've created a good opening, giving it on towards Mbappe, and
Ooh,
that was a weird. Is
is
that
that
a
a
penalty?
penalty?
Yes.
Yeah, it is a penalty, and well, the luck continues to evade Hyderabad FC. Let's see. Are they going to go straight down the middle or will they try to change it up? It's saved by Van der Sar, and suddenly something goes the way of Hyderabad FC. But given how their luck is, they'll probably concede from this corner anyway. But yeah, they played short, and Pele runs in with the ball, well marshaled there. Ronaldo getting the ball out, and they should be looking at this moment to go long. And they do. They go to Messi, and now there's Pele running on the right flank. They would love a goal just before halftime. Might just get the opportunity to get it. They need to be very quick about it. The throw to Messi slightly too long, but still falls to Pele, and this ball needs to go into the box. And unfortunately, the time not allowed by the referee. But for Hyderabad FC, they'll be pleased that it's at least just 1-0. I think Lokmanyo there probably is the guy who missed the penalty. That's why
Yeah.
he's so annoyed with himself. And for now, it's just going to be a case of for Hyderabad FC trying to stay in this game for as long as possible, and then trying to force
Oh,
and
that one.
get that one chance that would get them back in the game. They had it very early in the game, and will be quite disappointed that they couldn't score. This one was very well worked, and no real stopping that. And I think that was Lokmanya who scored the goal in that situation. Well set up for him by his teammate. But all to play
yeah.
for, just one goal in it.
Yeah, but one thing for sure, if DK is unlucky, then the same goes with Lokmanyu. Imagine most of the penalties that we have seen in the eISL, they've been usually directed towards the left-hand side, right? But this time he did try to do something different towards the right. But well, the keeper was just as good, making the jump, and Hyderabad FC was so good in reading that one through. And that being said, the second half is on its way, and Kerala Blasters FC, they will have to search for that one more goal. And for Hyderabad of FC, of course, it has to start off with scoring that equalizer nonetheless. And they've been good. They've been looking really decent, but they need to get more sharp than this, right? They've got to try and create some sort of opening. And looking at how Kerala Blasters FC have been defending, it looks way too difficult.
And you can see a little bit of fighting and shouting. Well, I won't say shouting, but a little bit of argument on the Hyderabad FC bench. I think clearly not happy between the two of them of how the passes went in that last attack. And it's probably good to have it out and just be very clear with your teammate about what you want them to do. Of course, you can't be too loud because then the guys on the opposite bench will hear you. But that worked out reasonably well for Hyderabad FC, and that's worked out well. It's got Pele in there. Surely has to shoot, and finally the goal. I think that might be DK's goal, but I won't speculate on it yet. And that's exactly what Hyderabad FC wanted and needed, and exactly what the game needed as well, because now both sets of players will be under pressure. The momentum was with Hyderabad FC and Kerala Blasters. Now it's back to square zero, and they have it all to do.
Yeah, and it is again, even Stevens on both the sides, right? But still, with so much time to go inside the game, it possibly could be anyone's. And again, Hyderabad FC does not matter if you have a lovers' quarrel. If you manage to score a goal after that, then we're all fine, right? If that manages to make you get things leveled up. But there you have it, Cruyff trying to push in from the right wing. But Theo Hernandez there to intercept it away, giving it towards Matthias. And as the game progresses, Azim, now it's going to get way more interesting. And that is a loose giveaway.
Yeah, I think he was expecting. Probably his teammate called for it and then sort of switched off. That's what I assume happened. Or the teammate called for it and then switched over to another player and wasn't expecting that ball. So yeah, you can see there's a lot of work still to do in the co-op department for Hyderabad FC. But for the moment, they're still hanging on in there. It's still 1-1 as it stands. It's still a point for them to get them potentially out of that bottom two of the table and well, move slightly somewhere in the right direction. But they know that they will want all 3 points. And for Kerala Blasters FC as well, they need all 3 points to keep that top four battle alive. And of course, we have seen the Hyderabad FC players mention that they still are yet to play a lot of the teams in the bottom half of the table along with them. This is brilliantly worked though between Lokmanyu and Akshat. Takes the shot straight at Van der Sar, though I think he should have gone far post, but
Yeah.
manual movement of the keeper made sure, took a gamble, and just made sure the keeper's in the right place. What's he doing? This is absolutely suicidal. And finally, the ball falls to Hyderabad FC. That could have been just completely disastrous if it had gone the other way.
Yeah, and as we sort of head into that late game phase, right? This is where I'm starting to get a little concerned about Kerala Blasters FC. They've been making those mistakes towards the end games, and that is what they should not have to do right now if they want to see this through. But as the game is going on, of course, this is going to be out for a corner, and Hyderabad FC, they will have to search for something to make out of this one corner. We've seen a lot of direct corners going in for those headers and being connected for a goal. But again, for Kerala Blasters FC, they had a golden chance. And like you said, Azim, I 100% agree with you. Had that been targeted for that far off post, that could have been clearly a goal. But was not the case anymore.
Yeah, and intense tactical discussions now between Kerala Blasters FC. They want this win now at all costs. They need to keep their momentum going, keep moving up the table, because don't forget, a win over here can jump them straight above Bengaluru FC with a game in hand, and that could be so crucial. A quick corner taken, has to go for the cross, and a little too much delay on that. I think either in that situation you need to cross it first time, or you need to take like 2 or 3 touches and then go right to the byline and cross it, because we go halfway. Typically, the defenders will intercept it. Now, Messi taking on Marquinhos, who of course is on a yellow card. Pele with space to move into nutmegging, and it's a Rabona shot which was not timed well enough. That could have been an absolutely spectacular shot over there, but just not able to time that finish. Of course, it's very tricky to do because when you're timing the finish, you look really of where the player is going to land and make contact with the ball. And in the Rabona, it's not the most natural movement, so it's hard to know exactly when. But surely this has to be it. It is a goal. You can see the celebrations on the Kerala Blasters FC bench. And the pressure has finally told, but still time though for Hyderabad FC to come and make a comeback again.
Much needed for Kerala Blasters FC at this point, right? Towards the very end, this was all right. This is exactly what they wanted, and they had to scrape off for this, right? They had to struggle, they had to get inside the mud, and they had to do it. But again, maintaining the calm towards those end phases, and this was so clear. They knew exactly what they wanted to do, and Akshat is going to be so happy. I think he's the man now who's behind that goal, and clearly, if Kerala Blasters FC win this one out, he's got to be the hero of the game.
Oh yeah, quite, most definitely, and does look like there is a plan in the works on that Hyderabad FC bench. Of course, Akshat, or rather DK, wearing his mask, so can't quite lip read and find out exactly what he's talking about. But Adizima seems relatively composed. Obviously, Kerala Blasters FC have had more of the ball. You can see with more passes made as well. And now, no time to waste for Hyderabad. They will be going full attacking. It does look like now they've gone from that 4-4-2 diamond to a 3-4-3 or a 3-5-2 to go as attacking as they possibly can. Zidane is in there. They've got Eusebio as well. Pele and Ronaldo. And now Ronaldo 9 getting into the box, needs to go and search for that search for the pass. Is that going to be a penalty? No, it's not. The referee says play on, and we can see now the constant pressure, and Kerala Blasters FC win that throw. But I just don't understand the reluctance of these Hyderabad FC boys to just make that pass inside the box. They're always trying to play it ultra safe, always check back and go outside the box. Sometimes you just need to take that chance, particularly when you're chasing the game. Just need to take that chance, just buy a ticket and win the lottery, and maybe we'll see them do that this time. I'm sure the ball will go now to Gullit as it does. We do see It is Ronaldo and Eusebio. Surely the shot now straight at the keeper. Didn't pick a corner, he hit it straight at the keeper.
Ah, you've got to feel bad at this point, especially uh, Hyderabad FC. They've been trying so much, so close, but yet so far. And this is a moment where Kerala Blasters FC, they've been the most vulnerable. All they have to do is somehow make the possession, right? Yesterday, similarly, we did see SC's Bengal, trying to keep the ball around that corner area, trying to eat away as much time as possible. But no, Kerala Blasters FC, they are hungry for so much more. This is a beautiful opening, and this surely has to go in. But is that an offside or is that a score? Uh,
It's offside.
oh,
It's
it's
offside.
offside.
And
Yeah.
still, Hyderabad's FC live to fight another day. This is going to be pretty much their last attack. And there is the opportunity to play Ronaldo in. They didn't spot it. But they do find Pele now and Eusebio. But it's well marshaled and they'll play that ball back, waste as much time as they can. Van der Sar, that's a bit of a risk to take, kicks it as far from the goal as possible, but lands at the head of Zidane. There is 2 minutes of added time, so they will get another opportunity. Has the opportunity to look for Ronaldo. Looks like he's going solo for it. Yes, he is. Kicked out. There will still be a time. I think he kicked it out hoping that the ref would blow the whistle, but there is one half attack more or less left, and yeah, that didn't work out for Hyderabad FC. And the luck continues to evade Hyderabad FC and Kerala Blasters. The train keeps moving on and up, and I think now you can see what it means to them. Lokmanu. And it's interesting, and this is what I've been looking forward to this phase of the tournament, where at the start of the tournament there were all these niceties between the players, and after every match, whether you win or lose, you would look across the bench, and particularly from Lokmanu, that little round of applause saying well played, whatever. There's absolutely none of that happening right now. You can see the emotions on display. It's a huge win for Kerala Blasters, and they will be absolutely delighted with that.
Oh, they definitely will be. But for me today, honestly, Akshat has been the man of the hour. Lokmanu clearly a little bit unlucky today. And I'm pretty sure he knows that, right? Him missing that penalty, a few more chances that were created, could have done possibly a lot better. But this is not the first time that Akshat has pitched in to save the day. And today it is all for this man. But again, a beautiful match up, and towards that final half, right? Kerala Blasters FC managing to see this one through. This went so close, but again, Azim, for Hyderabad FC, you've got to feel bad, right? So many good chances were created, but it was not enough.
Yeah, I think again, just lacking that confidence in the final third. We did see the one opportunity that Adizima had in his game, he managed to take, and literally he had only one shot in that entire game. So it's been the creation and the taking of chances which has been the Achilles heel for Hyderabad FC. They did concede the penalty as well, that was saved. Lokmanu unfortunately not able to convert it. And when they got that goal back, suddenly Hyderabad FC, you could see over there the relief on the faces, and suddenly in that second half, early in the second half, they managed to create the opportunities, get that goal back, and it looked like it was finally going their way. The tide was finally turning, and it does look like it was Adizima also who took that shot. So good setup play to get him into the scoring position from his teammate, and then lots of chances, chance after chance after chance created for Kerala Blasters and indeed Hyderabad FC. Both teams having those shots where they hit it straight down the goalkeeper's throat, anywhere else, and it flies in. And it did look in that moment that the keeper had been moved to the near post. So well played for sure over there. And you can see that one, the Rabona shot attempted. You can see Akshat vibrating
He
in
was frustrated, yeah.
yeah, just frustration and excitement and all those emotions put together. And finally, it was just that simple ball. And there you can see the emotions on display from Akshat. It's been a long, hard road for him to finally find his form. And the road is going to stay longer and harder for DK and Hyderabad FC.
Certainly deserves that sip of Coca-Cola, right? Especially after this really heated matchup, and you need to calm yourselves down. But taking a look at the statistics, look at Hyderabad FC, especially the possession stats were so close, but in other aspects, Kerala Blasters FC clearly were the better team, and the Lady Luck not really favoring DK, and so the same goes for Lukmanu. But either ways, in this really close contested tie, the yellow derby that we've been talking about, Kerala Blasters FC manage to secure themselves that win and take home this coveted much required 3 points and put them back in contention for the top four, right? Especially after yesterday's happenings, which we could not really believe, right? The way things were going on. Now the top four has been widely opened up. Chennai and FC missing out on a game, but the scorecard, look at this. Of course, starting things off, Akshat managed to have a very convincing win. And then Adi Zima did respond back of scraping that one out of Lokmanu, but the third one is where it was all decided. And in those final few moments, it was Kerala Blasters FC that managed to clinch that win, securing those very crucial 3 points.
Yeah, huge 3 points for them, and it's going to be now it's a six-way battle for that top four spot. And let's quickly find out who the hero of the match is. I don't think there's going to be any surprises over here. Drum roll, please. It is Akshat scoring 4 goals in his own game, and of course the winning goal in the co-op match. So 5 goals. Very productive day for Akshat, has to be said, and of course he's growing with confidence. I think that's his second back-to-back hero of the match performance for Kerala Blasters FC. So definitely all starting to go his way at the moment, and scored a bunch of pretty good goals. Rode his luck a little bit in that first half. And I think this was really the turning point. Just at the stroke of halftime, when he got that goal, it shifted the momentum completely. DK had been having a better time of it until that one point, and after that, it was just playing purely on instinct, getting the job done each time. You can see over there, just not messing about at all. And Lokmanu over there, you could see just how happy he was that finally, he could finally take a little bit of the pressure off himself, start really counting on his teammate again.
This one.
The composure, the short fake, and the little ball shift to create the shooting opportunity. And then the winning goal in the co-op game. You could see what it means to him. Huge performance from Akshat, and huge points for Kerala Blasters FC.
Yeah, I mean, much needed, right? Especially at this point. I think this is going to propel themselves up to the 5th point. But let's take a look at the leaderboard and see how things have changed. Because, yeah, Kerala Blasters FC, they've played quite a couple of games. And yes, 9 games played. And now they find themselves in the 5th spot. Yes, 15 points is what we were talking about. Really close to Jamshedpur FC, who've just played 7. So still, 2 games lead for Jamshedpur FC. Now they're the ones who are contesting for the 1st spot along with Northeast United FC. If Jamshedpur FC manage to win their 2 games, then I think they're going to be propelling themselves up to the 1st spot. But now, as things are, Kerala Blasters FC, they're going to be really happy with the win. But for Hyderabad FC, the dark, gloomy weather sort of continues, being so close, trying to put up the competition, but clearly lacking the clinicality, and it has sort of been punishing them for that.
Yeah, definitely. And I think we have an interview with Lokmanu lined up. Yes, we do, as the voice in the ear confirms to me. And Lokmanu, you're back again. Hard game for you this time. I think Adizima really made it very difficult for you in your game, plus your missed penalty as well. So how are you feeling right now?
To be honest, this is my worst performance in the tournament, and otherwise also. This never happened to me before, to be honest. Like, I've never been this nervous, or I don't know, nothing just clicked because I was just doing the same thing again and again and didn't improvise. So I'm pretty disappointed with myself personally. So like, massive shout out to Akshat, because he is the one that took the team forward. Even in co-op, when I was feeling a bit down after missing the penalty, he pushed me. So I think he's doing that bit for me that I really needed in this game.
Finally, I must say, Lokman, you have managed to find a brother in Akshat. Eventually, you were having, the issues of, trying to get him out there. But now we're seeing him priming with confidence the way he's been playing. So talk me about it. Lately you've got that little bit of a time around the new year to practice. But individually, we've seen Akshat stepping up massively, right? The first game, especially that final goal against DK. And we could see your expression. You were absolutely, you had that expression. So talk me about it, your bonding with Akshat a little more.
But to be honest, me and Akshat have bonded really well off the pitch as well. Like we spend a lot of time together, and he did tell me that how he's performed in the qualifiers also, and how he's been playing at the hotel. And when I saw it, when I played against him yesterday, actually we played 6 games and he beat me 5 games in that. So we could see the confidence that he's been growing, and I think that's the kind of performance that he could have had at the start. This is that lady luck that you were mentioning wasn't with him, to be honest. But now that he is, I think he's the one basically carrying me right now. I think the coaching classes have to shift to Akshat coaching classes now.
I think I think you should stop playing against him, because clearly him beating you 5 times is affecting your confidence. But congratulations for the win, and good to see you guys fighting now for that top 4 spot. So all the best.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Appreciate you guys.
All right, so the man has spoken, and I like this about Lokman. You know, he does give the due credit towards his teammate, right? Yeah, Akshat, he's been making such massive improvements. Surely, you know, this is where you see that turbulence being created up, but in a healthy manner, right? Now, Lokmanu is the one who's got to step his game up. He's got a lot on his shoulders, but either ways, you know, Kerala Blasters FC have still managed to get those 3 points for them, much needed, especially at this crucial stage where, you know, things are opening up a little bit. But that being said, Azim, we're finally done with all our games. Before we head off, of course, a huge shout out to our sponsors, starting off with Coca-Cola, our associate sponsors, Hero, Esports Partners, Nordwind Gaming, our platform partners, PlayStation, for making this event happen. So we're going to be calling it a night. We'll see you on the other side. Till then, you guys take care and have fun.